Hello and welcome. I'm Frank Gruber.
And I'm Jen Consalvo, and we're the co-CEOs of Established. Thanks for joining us today. We're really glad you're here.
Yeah, we're excited to bring you today's event. It's a great event with a lot of early stage companies that are early stage US veteran-led companies. And our sponsor today is actually for this event is .us, which is a top-level domain that connects cause and country to make your online venture a success. So what's a top-level domain exactly? Well, if you look at it, US is actually an internet code for the United States, which is where we are located. And having a .us domain is a great way to give your website a personal and national presence. In fact, we're proud to have established .us as well. So you can check that out some other time if you'd like. Please don't go away. Check out the video right now and you'll learn more about some well-known companies that are using .us domains. Let's roll it. All right.
That was a pretty cool video.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, it gets you pumped up. A little drum line there. By the way, .us has actually generously mailed us each a bunch of swag. So I don't know if to all the startups as well as to us. So we've got chargers here. We're not going to die today on our mobiles. We've got stickers. We've got pens and moleskins. And you just start with .us. So we're very excited about this. All the companies that are participating today also got swag bags, and they've got a lot of great stuff, including T-shirts. Actually, got one right here. I didn't put it on yet. It needs to still. It was hard to get worked out. It was actually shaped like a United States, so it took a second. But really cool stuff. Thank you .us for sending that stuff to our startups. Gets it really pumped up for the event today. And even more special, .us is also offering our community and you the opportunity to grab a free .us domain and a high quality web builder, so you can go create your website right online right away. This means that you can actually build your brand value and your business by having the exact name that you're looking for around your title or idea, your project, and you can get it right now. So take advantage of the offer right now. There's a link on the screen, and you should be able to go out and sign up for your free domain, which is really cool.
Yes, completely. So we're honored to have a strategic partnership with .us to produce the .us Veteran Startup of the Year. This is a new category for us, and it's part of the overall 2020 Startup of the Year competition, where one startup will win a $10,000 non-dilutive cash prize. That's for the US Veteran Startup of the Year. And overall, they're all competing for another potential $20,000 or more investment. So US veteran founders, along with qualifying spouse, partner, or dependent founders, are encouraged to apply. You can see the link right on your screen. We'd love to get many, many more veteran-led companies into our competition.
Yes, and we're excited to share today's event. It's actually our 4th event since March when COVID hit. And today's winner will actually fast track for a spot as a top 100 semifinalist as well. So our bigger competition, the Startup of the Year competition, you get a chance to fast track to that. Plus, they'll be in the .us Veteran Startup of the Year category as well, which is a new category this year. We're very excited about, obviously. That's why we're here. So all these companies will actually compete at our 8th annual summit, which is taking place this year online, which is new for all of us, but it'll be very exciting. You'll see us from your home. And it'll be on November 9th and 10th. So we'll have 100 semifinalist startups. They'll all be competing for $20,000 in possible investment from Established Ventures, which is our venture arm or venture community, investment community. And then we've also got other folks that are going to be joining us, just mixing and mingling, connecting, building relationships, and hopefully meaningful things that will actually help you propel your company, and also a chance for Startup of the Year glory.
We've been doing it for a long time, and it's truly the highlight of the year.
Yeah. Looking forward
to it. We produce these online competitions to create additional opportunities to elevate and support early stage founders and their businesses. On September 3rd, we're going to present our remaining online event. So it's our last event before the summit. And that pitch event will celebrate Black founders. The deadline to apply is August 6th.
It's coming fast. I mean,
yes.
July is a blur.
For over a decade, everything we've done, we've always valued inclusivity, and it's more important now than ever that we remain steadfast in advocating for equality, and that we do so across all levels of under-recognized entrepreneurs. So some of you might have attended our May event where we highlighted female founders. It was an incredible event. If you haven't seen it, you can go right on our YouTube where you can also subscribe.
Yep.
And,
YouTube.com, I believe.
And watch that event.
Yep.
It was really great. We had Jean Case as one of our amazing judges. We had a really great group. So we have this platform where startups can share their work. And at the same time, we have a global community where our startups can engage with industry experts as mentors and guides to further grow their business. So we like to take advantage of it and help as many startups as we can.
Yep. And speaking of growing your business, we've got, this has been a really trying time for a lot of companies. It's a challenging landscape out there. We also have, like I mentioned earlier, our investment arm or venture arm, which is Established Ventures, and we're able to make several investments throughout this last few months as part of our Startup of the Year community. And we're going to be continuing to do that up until, through 2021, including that $20,000 in potential investment for our Startup of the Year Summit for one of those companies as well. So really continuing to find great companies, and we want to help them along the way here.
Right. So I know we want to get started soon, but I also want to make sure that all of you who are participating today actually get a chance to vote for your favorite U.S. veteran-led startup in the People's Choice Award poll. So all the 5 companies that are competing today are in an online poll. The winner will be announced at the end of today's event, and the startup with the most votes will receive a really great silver microphone trophy to cherish and to put in their special trophy case.
That's awesome.
Yes, so make sure the link is right in the chat, or you can see it on your screen. Make sure you go vote today.
Yeah, so we've shared a lot about the Startup of the Year program and Established Ventures. Now I want to get you a little bit excited about what Established is doing. That's the company that powers Startup of the Year and Established Ventures. So let's check out this video real quick and maybe learn a little bit about what we've been up to.
Established is a consultancy that helps organizations with their innovation, startup, and communication strategies. We act as a force multiplier, giving our clients the ability to go above and beyond to accomplish greater goals than they would alone. Our mission is to, wherever and whenever possible, discover, promote, foster, connect, build, and/or fund innovation that can change the world for the better. We help companies, organizations, and cities to develop, create, and execute successful strategies. The team at Established has been working in the startup ecosystem and innovation space for almost 2 decades. One of the things that has put Established on the map is our ecosystem strategy and the events and experiences associated with helping clients bolster their ecosystem exposure. Some of the various methods by which we provide exposure are our podcasts, virtual events, blogs, social media strategy and execution, and our daily Deal Flow newsletter, which continues to grow and currently reaches over 74,000 recipients. Established also produces and promotes events on behalf of our partners and clients. Additionally, one of the programs we've been working on the longest is our Startup of the Year program, a year-long program that searches the country for a geographically diverse set of startups from all backgrounds, pulling them together to compete for the title of Startup of the Year. The program includes a number of in-person and virtual events, including our annual South by Southwest Startup Pitch event and competition, all of which culminate at our annual Startup of the Year Summit, where the Startup of the Year winner is announced, along with an opportunity at potential investment through our investment arm called Established Ventures. Much of our work, though, is helping to provide startups with the connective tissue to help them be successful. We partner with investors and other organizations in ecosystems around the country, and in doing so, provide opportunities to startups with those various partners. Established also works with clients on branding, communication strategy, digital agency services and development, and more. With some of our clients, such as AFWorks and the NASA iTech program, we assist with research and development by fostering ecosystem connections, communication strategies, and startup sourcing to engage the startup community and solve some of the problems facing their organizations. So Established is here to help you find and source innovations that will help you meet your goals faster. Connect with us today to learn more.
Wow. That was great. You did a great job with that.
That was a
You've been
lot.
busy. You've been working the night shift trying to get that done, huh?
No, we have an amazing team, and they worked really hard on that. So that was really great. All right, so that was a little bit about us, and let's stay connected. So check out the links on the, right on the slides and in the chat box, and check us out. All right, so it's time to introduce our amazing judges today. So let's start with the amazing Kim Folsom. So Kim is a co-founder and CEO of Founders First Capital Partners and founder of Lift Development Enterprises. Founders First is the only woman-led revenue-based venture fund focused on helping underserved micro businesses secure funding and achieve exponential growth. Kim, it's great to see you again. Oh, Kim, I think we need you to unmute.
There we go. Yep, there she is.
Okay.
Welcome, Kim.
All right. Glad to be here. So excited to support you guys' event this year. Have done it in the past at South by as well as through the CES show. So super excited. Congratulations on your success and great group of companies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. All right. So next we welcome Darren Burrell. Darren is the president and founder of the Veteran Ventures Capital Group. So Veteran Ventures Capital fuses resources, mentoring, and years of fiscal and operational experience to an investment and consulting firm that strategically assists businesses with veterans in leadership. Darren, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. Just like Kim, it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to see these companies, and so thankful for their service to the nation, and now taking those same principles and applying them to the private sector to help start, scale, and grow them. That's why Veteran Ventures exists, is to help that process out and make a return that you can be proud of. And so we're excited to be a part of the judging category, but most importantly, I want to see these people be successful in every endeavor. Thanks a lot.
Fantastic.
Welcome.
Thanks.
All right, next up, our judge is Jennifer O'Daniel. She's the investment director at CIT Gap Funds. Jennifer leads seed and early stage investments in tech companies that are concentrated on cybersecurity and enterprise software. And she's also a venture partner at Next Gen Venture Partners. Jennifer, welcome. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks
and thanks everyone who is participating that served our country.
Excellent. We're glad to have you. All right, next I want to introduce Varunda Prince. She's also, I think, been on our program before. And she's also a Chief Innovation Officer at B6. And Varunda is a collaborator, a strategist. She's a proven leader in complex organizations. And you can see that from her previous role as Managing Director of NBC Universal Startup Accelerator, The Farm. Welcome, Varunda.
Thank you all. I'm so excited about today. First of all, I just want to say greetings to my fellow judges. I'm looking forward to working alongside of you. And secondly, to the companies, congratulations for making it this far. Thank you for your service. I'm so excited about what we're going to hear today and what's going to unfold. And I just have to say and echo what was said earlier about all of those skills that you've learned in the military, you're now using and applying those to make the world a better place in a different way. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right. Last but not least, we've got Jason Rathje. He's a partner at AF Ventures at AppWorks. Jason implements commercial investments to mature and transition technology ventures and solutions for the U.S. Air Force problem owners. His team builds great commercial solution providers to find customers within the Air Force. Jason, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, and thank you everyone for being part of this today, and a special thank you to all of our fellow women and men in uniform serving now and in the past. You know, we focus on working with startups and helping startups connect with current members of the military. So I'm very excited to learn more about what you're doing today.
Thank you, Jason. And I also love your trophy case back there. There's some things there that intrigue me. The baseballs and things are interesting and caught my attention. So thanks for joining us.
Again, yet another show that we have.
Well, it's opening day. It's opening day. I couldn't resist.
You gotta put it out there, right?
Yeah, gotta put it out there. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, judges. Thanks for being here. So it's time to get started, and this is how it's going to work. Each startup will present for 2 minutes. So they have a 2-minute pitch. They will then each engage with the judges for 8 minutes of Q&A. When there's 30 seconds left in the Q&A, we're going to hear this sound. That means wrap it up. And then at 8 minutes, when the 8 minutes are up, we're going to hear this. All right.
All right.
And judges, when you are ready, you'll raise your hand and ask questions. So we'll call on you. So everyone else out there, make sure you grab your notepad. There are often very valuable tips and best practices shared during these conversations. Right.
All right, let's get going. I know, it's exciting. Our first startup is coming out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and the name of their company is Govlia. So let's hear it for Govlia for the first pitch.
State and local government agencies spend more than $1.7 trillion annually. And some of these funds are actually set aside for women-owned, minority-owned, and veteran-owned companies. But without a certification, businesses are missing out on millions of dollars. So why aren't businesses participating? Because the current processes are archaic, outdated, and it requires the use of multiple platforms or paper-intensive processes in 2020. Hi, my name is Shakia Kegler. I'm a Navy veteran who has purchased supplies, a business owner who has sold supplies, and the founder and CEO of Govlia. Govlia is a business-to-government marketplace that simplifies public procurement and supplier diversity. Our solution allows government agencies to streamline and digitize processes while businesses benefit from creating one profile, one time to get registered, certified, and bid on opportunities with multiple government agencies and prime contractors. Our team of 4 has experience working in local government, creating complex technology solutions, and conducting disparity studies with multiple state and local government agencies. The GovTech industry is a $99.8 billion industry supported by both government agencies and small businesses. Our business model is a freemium model that upgrades to premium subscription packages monthly. And we also sometimes get contracts with government agencies. Since starting Govlia, we've experienced significant traction. We work with more than 250 small businesses, prime contractors, and government agencies, and we were recently selected as a 2020 Camelback Fellow. Because at Govlia, we understand that small business ownership is at the heart of economic growth and development in America. But not only does it simplify processes, it increases economic opportunities for women-owned, minority-owned, and veteran-owned companies and the communities we represent. Thank you.
All right. It's always her first is always hard to go. You know, hard to go first, but she did a great job. And let's get the judges in here. We're going to welcome Shakia. She's the founder that we just saw, and she's going to get some questions and Q&A from the judges. So judges, please raise your physical hands on camera, and we can call on you. And don't forget to unmute yourself, or if you're muted right now, so you can talk. Okay. So let's just go. I'll go left to right now on my screen. So Kim, do you want to go first?
Certainly. Congratulations on the success of your business. You know, such an impressive traction that you have accomplished. So you mentioned that you were an entrepreneur before, as well as a seller of products to government contracts. Of the companies that you've worked with, how many have you helped them with being able to procure contracts, and also what is the actual contract value of those contracts that you've helped award?
Okay. So for the previous businesses, or for my previous business, or any of the businesses?
Your Govlia.
Okay. So with Govlia, we've helped small businesses in terms of training and getting developed and prepared to work with government agencies. So we've actually helped over 250 businesses get registered, certified, and prepare to bid on opportunities with governments. But in terms of knowing the actual amount of those contracts, I don't have the number for that, but I will get back with you after we do a follow-up with some of those businesses.
Okay. Great. All right, next, raise your hand again so I can see it. Okay, Brenda, and then, yeah.
Great. Shakia, thank you so much for your presentation. Your business has been in existence since 2017, I believe, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Can you share with me what you've learned and what you've changed and applied since 2017?
Absolutely. So when we began the company, starting Govlia, the idea was to create the entire, or reform the entire procurement process. So of course we went through the steps of developing a software, but in the meantime, we took most of the time doing consulting work, trainings, and doing, social media outreach, information, just sharing it with the general public to inform everyone of the opportunities that are available. So that was a bulk of the work work while we began developing the software platform. So we developed the software, we got the MVP out, and we went to market with a local city, and we had some issues, we had some bugs. Because we took so much time trying to reform the entire process, the biggest thing that I learned is, and it's an old saying, but you eat an elephant one piece at a time. And because the government procurement process is monstrous, we had to take a step back to focus directly on what is the biggest issue that businesses are facing, and especially as it relates to underserved businesses. We love the certification processes and the set aside opportunities, but it also often adds a barrier to entry. So we decided, hey, let's simplify that and make it easier for them to not only access opportunities from government agencies, but also work with these prime contractors, making it easier for them to leverage. And that was pretty much where we are now. And we recently redid it, but we recently launched the latest version of our software that focuses on that stuff. And we're now going to market doing more sales with agencies and businesses and prime contractors.
Fantastic. I think next up we've got Jason. We want to try to get through these questions. So Jason, then Jennifer is what I saw.
Darren had a
And Darren, so we'll go in that in order.
Thank you. Yeah, first of all, just congratulations on hitting exactly a massively underserved market. I mean, you know, we don't even spend the allocations that are set aside for these businesses on an annual basis because of a lot of things that I think you're seeing as you work through this. I am interested in learning a little bit more about your revenue model and how, you know, your premium approach, I think you said, with businesses, and then you're also interested in pursuing direct government contracts. Can you speak a little bit more to both of those? Over.
Absolutely. Thank you for that question. So the model is a freemium model. It starts out with free as a free process. So businesses and government can create a profile for free to connect with one another. And then it upgrades based off of the features that each user needs. So as a government agency, it starts off as free, but now you need to register vendors. You need to create a digital certification. You need to also be able to communicate and post opportunities for businesses to respond to with quotes. So that's how that model upgrades based off of that. So in addition to the contracts with government agencies, we understand that this is just a base solution. So sometimes there will be different requirements because every government functions at the state and local government level completely differently. So there will be some requirements that we could customly develop and build out, and that's where the contract comes into place, in addition to doing supplier outreach for prime contractors as well. And on the government side, the process is the same. The features, we upgrade based off of the features that you need to have access to.
All right, great. Jennifer?
Hi. First, thank you for your service and congratulations on your progress. Could you talk a little bit more about how you're finding small businesses to work with?
Absolutely. So our partnership model is focused directly, well, our go-to-market strategy is focused on partnerships. So partnering with organizations who are already tasked with helping small businesses, who already have a database of small businesses. And then also, because initially we thought about the chicken and egg problem, who do we get first, the businesses or the government? But oftentimes when you go to the government agencies, they already have suppliers. So we take that on board, their suppliers, in the same process as the prime contractors. They usually have suppliers as well. So we do both of those.
Okay, great. And Darren, you're the other. Yeah, thought I saw your hand raised.
Okay. I have a couple of quick questions on. So obviously, you know, as Jason said, massive problem area, both in terms of contract execution as well as having those mandatory set-asides meet their goals. So first question is give me your year-to-date in sales. How you've been doing with the new rollout?
With the new rollout, we've done 14,000 within the last 4 months. So
excellent.
Thank you.
Okay. And does that address some of the streamlined contracting initiatives like AFWorks and the things that they're trying to do to bring the product life cycle and procurement cycle? Are you addressing not only the legacy takes forever to get a government contract, but also the new initiatives led by folks like AFWorks to streamline that process?
Absolutely. And it's along those same lines. So it helps in the front end of the procurement process, but also on the back end in terms of the being able to track the connections and the opportunities. So we also have a tool in there for reporting. So being able to report this information as well. So we have a few more features that are coming up that will allow us to streamline this process completely and allow businesses to tap into micro purchases. So definitely excited about the future of Govlia.
And
We're at
30
time.
seconds.
very nice.
Oh, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Yeah.
So are you, I didn't see an ask in the presentation. Are you actively raising at this time?
So at the moment, we're focused on revenue, but we are asking to connect with investors ahead of time so that way we can keep them updated on the traction and then be able to reach out to them once we get to that point. So I would love to connect with Vetter Ventures, Darren.
Awesome. All right. Thanks.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect time. Hard to go first. Great job. Thank you. Great questions. All right. So while you've got a moment here, oh, there you go. We've got a live.
I missed that live
we've got a live
so
studio.
we
You
had to
can't
bring
see
it
it.
in.
You can't see it. It's right here. Live studio audience here.
Okay.
Anyway, we've got our judges. We're gonna give you a moment to fill out your votes here for the company that we just saw. And while you're scoring, everyone that's watching the stream, please go and click that little shiny button. It's really clickable. It says subscribe to Established, and you'll get updated on every time we do a live event like this, so you don't miss them. So if you're on our YouTube channel right now, go do that, please, and you will not miss a beat. So,
Right. So judges, give me a nod if you're all set.
otherwise, Jen and I can just tell stories.
Yeah.
We're
Chat
good.
already.
Thumbs up.
Okay.
Got a couple of thumbs up. I think you got some nods. Great.
All right. We doing well? All right. I think we're gonna get started. Next up from New York, New York, we have Milk Money Kitchens. Let's watch their pitch.
Welcome to Milk Money Kitchens. I'm Nancy Preston. I am the founder and CEO and former Army engineer, and now we rent commercially licensed kitchen spaces by the hour to help food businesses launch and grow. These are semi-private kitchens. They're perfect for pop-ups, and in the rest of our 4,400 square foot facility in the East Village of New York City is where caterers, food truck owners, wedding cake makers, and even packaged food brands can launch and grow and scale their operations. So imagine a donut shop. That first donut will cost $400,000 to go to market, but here, that first donut will cost you $42 an hour. And who doesn't have $42 an hour to start a food business? We are going to be instrumental in changing the way the food industry runs and in the recovery of our food businesses after our national emergency. Remember too that we are a social entrepreneurship. We give free hours and free services to launch and grow businesses from our lower income and veteran population. Now I'd like to show you how we make money. So not only with kitchen rentals, with a stream of different revenue streams and consulting and contracting, actually being our top performers during COVID because we've been rehabbing and restructuring businesses to survive during this time. Not only money do we create value. 85% of New York City food startups fail in under 5 years. And 60% of those failures happen in the first year of the launch. So how do we measure the value that we're creating? And it's through the revenue and the success of our food businesses. If you notice that 92% of our businesses are minority, female, Black, and veteran owned. And we also do well by doing good for our community. And the only way that we can be successful is with a team that is built to both build value and generate revenue. So thank you so much.
All right.
All right. So do we have Nancy? There you are. Welcome, Nancy. All right. Questions from the judges. Just raise your hand and we'll start with whomever's ready to go. Barunda, I see you first. Let's start with you.
Nancy, thank you for the presentation. Can you share a bit more about your team and its background and why you are the ones that are solving this problem?
So risky business in New York City, mostly because it's extremely litigious
a litigious environment and it's extremely expensive. So in order to mitigate our risks, we have a top real estate developer as our real estate advisor. We have a top real estate litigator, and we also have one of the top culinary directors from one of the New York City culinary schools. In addition to that, my CFO and I are more interested in the numbers because of this risk of our environment. So her credentials are special. She is the founder of her own financial structure and consulting firm, but she's also the CEO of The Laundress. And she led the $100 million acquisition of The Laundress 2 years ago to Unilever. So now she is also my CFO, and that's how we are going to make this profitable and make our food businesses profitable as well.
All right, well, Darren, you're up.
A great presentation. I got a quick, are you on track? Your slides talked about a 430,000 in sales this year. Has that taken COVID into consideration? Are you on track for that, exceeding it? Tell me a little
Those are COVID adjusted. Before COVID, we were on track to do about 600K. It stopped the opening of the largest facility that you saw on the walking tour. But during COVID, we actually took over a distressed kitchen, and now we have 2 locations. And so in that distressed kitchen, we're able to do pop-ups and continue operations for some of our other food businesses that had to shutter temporarily during COVID because New York City started closing down at the end of February. So yeah, we did, actually this was a banner quarter for us. Surprisingly, we netted about 72,000 during COVID.
All right, and are you currently in a fundraising scenario? I didn't see an ask anywhere on the slides.
Even when I'm not raising money, I'm always raising money. We are in due diligence with PenFed. They have a veteran entrepreneurship investment program, so we're in due diligence now for a convertible note. Currently, we've taken 0 investments, and I still own 100% of the company.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much.
Next question, Kim? Oh, can we unmute Kim?
Congratulations on your success and thank you for your service. Can you talk a little bit a bit more about your model, your business model? Has it changed since COVID-19 from a revenue model standpoint?
Yes, we went in thinking that we would change the industry by creating these beautiful and dynamic kitchen spaces. Because I was an Army engineer, I built FOBs in Iraq, and I thought, sure, I can build 9 kitchens in New York City. They'll be up and running in 6 months. And so 2 years later, we are still struggling with Department of Buildings. And what we learned from that even before COVID was, I don't want to do that ever again. So we don't build from scratch anymore. We take over distressed kitchen spaces only, because even before COVID, there was plenty of inventory to get a distressed kitchen. And actually now, during COVID, we have decided to take these distressed kitchens, whether they're catering kitchens or restaurants, and actually rehab the business that was in it and take them in as a tenant under Milk Money Kitchens. So they can still, we've restructured them under a different model for themselves, which is different than how we saw our business starting 2 years ago. And so now we're able to launch with a core tenant that was actually part of the failed business. And especially now during COVID, we're getting, fortunately, unfortunately, we're getting these distressed kitchens at 30% of fair market value.
Mm-hmm. All right. Any more questions? Jason, Jennifer? Jennifer.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
Great presentation. Could you share more about your plans for the future, your expansion plans for New York, and then maybe across the U.S.?
We have plans to do 72 individual kitchen spaces in New York City. We think we can do that in about 8 to 9 facilities combined. So that plan will take about 5 to 6 years with COVID effects in consideration. With that, 72 kitchen spaces over 8 to 9 locations, we plan that would generate for us 520,000 rentable hours. So in general, our hours rent from $42 to $65 an hour for one of our kitchen spaces. So at scale for just New York City, we should be at about $22 to $23 million in combined revenue.
And what's the demand for kitchen hours in general in New York City?
Our average right now with our 62 full-time, I'm sorry, they're not all full-time. With our 62 food business members, the average is about 80 hours a month. So that generates just in kitchen hours about 1.3, 1.4 million a year. But we also do consulting. We also have contracting. So when we go after contracts with Amazon, which is one of our customers, Morgan Stanley and Salesforce, I'm not in there doing the catering myself. I'm not making any sandwiches. I subcontract to my food business and they fulfill. So we keep 8 to 18% of the contract for administration, and the rest goes to my food businesses.
All right, let's squeeze in Jason's question.
I mean, a fascinating, business model that you have. You kind of you build this, physical platform, and now you have so many different revenue models that you can kind of project with these companies, and from a B2C, B2B, B2G. Maybe you're going to be feeding the army someday. I don't know, but I'm really interested in kind of the different customer segments that you're going after. How has that shifted through COVID? Are you getting kind of more entrepreneurs? Are you looking for folks who may have had to scale back operations, and so they've had to sell their businesses with capital markets drying up, with a lot of small businesses going out of work? Are you seeing any kind of shift in the types of folks that you're working with, and how do you see that happening and growing as COVID kind of will continue for the next year?
30 seconds.
Question, because we are often considered similar to a ghost kitchen, which we are not. And so ghost kitchens always want to, the main delivery system is the app. So the app platform is what's generating revenue. What's generating revenue for us is actually building up businesses. So more big food has come.
All right. Thank you, Ellen.
Really fascinating.
Yes, fantastic job. And sorry, Jason, we'll try to squeeze your question in a little earlier next time.
Thanks, Nancy.
All right, so judges, take a moment to complete your votes, and we'll let you guys do your scoring. And in the meantime, I'll share a little fun fact with people. The established ventures management team have been involved in over 46 investments in different companies, and those portfolio companies has raised over a combined $1 billion.
1 billion?
$1 billion.
Excellent.
Yes. And we're excited about upcoming investments through the Startup of the Year community.
Definitely. That last startup made me want donuts.
Frank always wants donuts.
I don't know if that's a good thing. Probably not.
No. All right, how are the judges doing? I'll give you another minute. Okay, so
all right, some thumbs up. All right.
There are two I can't see.
Moving right along. We've got Target Arm.
All right.
Hi, I'm Jeff McChesney, the CEO and founder of Target Arm. Imagine a world where you could get a package delivered to your home within 10 minutes of ordering it, and not the normal 2 days. Or that the military didn't have to stop to set up to launch and recover a drone and possibly get shot in the process. And in both those cases, using the exact same solution. That capability is available today. Our device enables launch and recovery of both rotary and fixed wing drones from any moving vehicle, autonomously, and even during high wind conditions. As can be seen here, our 2 sets of counterposed pin arrays capture the drone from a static position and then release it. And while we're moving, the air goes through the pins. The drone is trying to fly and is unable to until the pins retract, and then it just flies away. The same occurs for recovery. The drone ends up just continuing to fly, the pins captured out of the air, And here we are showing 65 miles per hour. We're dual use capable for both commercial and military, from package delivery to armored personnel carriers, to offshore oil and gas, and the offshore wind farms as our initial targets. We have a $22 billion total addressable market just in the United States, with $5 billion for the military and $17 billion for package delivery, both using a direct sales model. There's no other competing technology when you take a look at the axis about operating at speed, or the other axis operating with multiple drones for both rotary and fixed wing. Virtually all the funding today is occurring down in the bottom left-hand quadrant, and Target owns the top right. Our strategic timeline follows where we can operate today, starting off with the military, then leading into the offshore arena, and then into package delivery over the next 5 years. Our development follows exactly the same timeline, with our minimally viable product due August of 2020. We've got deep industry experience from aviation, from manufacturing, and drones. We've gained significant traction already with contracts with the Air Force, the Army, and BAE systems. So we're Target Arm, and we're drones on the move.
Wow, that is really cool. I can just imagine those little trucks going down the street and shooting off drones everywhere and delivering packages. All right, welcome. You're coming in from Ridgefield, Connecticut. How are we doing today?
I am. Great. Thanks for having me.
Good. All right, judges, who's got the first question? All right, Darren, go ahead.
Hey, great presentation, and pretty neat to include the moving part there. So tell me a little bit about those 3 contracts that you mentioned at the end. What's going to be the revenue generated out of those in the next 12 months?
Those should generate, I'll do a quick math in my head here. Should be just under 1.5 million.
1.5 million, excellent. And I saw an ask of 3 to 5 million. What's the money going to go for?
Predominantly, the use on that will be for sales and marketing. I'm trying to expand up, as you saw on my timeline there, leading from the military into oil and gas and offshore wind farms, and then into package delivery. So sales and marketing will be the predominant use. And obviously, as we continue to expand with sales, we'll be putting some money into the expansion of sales, but that's predominantly being run by the revenue that's coming in today.
I saw Jason raised a hand there. Go ahead.
Thanks for your presentation today. As a recovering aeronautical engineer, I always love a good drone focused startup. It was interesting to me. It's the first kind of quick question, technical question. You said it captures fixed wing drones as well. Is there a top speed that those can capture an incoming fixed wing asset versus a rotoring quad rotor type of approach?
Well, as another retired or old aeronautical engineer as myself, so one of the things that you're well aware of is that to do a fixed wing, you got to end up being co-speed. You can't end up with a differential in speed as you come on in. But I designed the system originally for off of C5, C-17s, and C-130s. So it's designed to actually handle up to 300 knots for a fixed wing capability. But in reality, we're dealing on the ground here in the initial first 3 to 5 years. So we're looking at probably a speed of 65 or 70, which we're already demonstrating for highway speeds. As long as we're above the stall speed of these smaller drones of 15, 20 knots, it should be fine.
And then a quick second question, your revenue model, is it the same for government as commercial?
It is. Both are on direct sales, and both we will entertain the ability to do a sale lease back or other alternatives, but essentially it's still a direct sales model.
Great. All right, Kim, you had a question? Jump on in.
Yeah, very interesting technology. So you mentioned about your initial 3 contracts. Are those specifically military defense related application? But the second question is, what is your go-to-market strategy to go into the packaged goods size of the market?
Right. Okay. Great questions. Thank you very much. So the first 3 contracts are indeed in the military, and a lot of that is due to the airspace. Because the airspace with the FAA is not open to long, beyond visual line of sight drones, the package delivery market is actually pushed out into the future. The airspace is not open to allow that to happen on a broad area basis yet. It's coming. So what we did is we ended up pushing in the direction where the first customers are and they're ready to pay. And it happens to be the military. So we have an Air Force contract, which is called Small Business Innovation Research Phase 2 contract. We have a Phase 2 contract coming with the Army, and we have a defense contract with BAE Systems to actually sell to both of those as well.
Great.
Okay, that was the first question. You asked two questions, right?
The second was your go-to-market strategy with regards to getting into packaging. I mean,
Yes.
because there are some remote areas that you can do some use of some drones.
Oh, indeed there are. There's 7 airspaces in the United States. You can actually go out and do some delivery with that right now. But the primary focus right now with the military is the non-dilutive research and development capability they're providing for us. And so we're heading towards our MVP product in September of 2020. And the key component to that is that will then allow us to actually wait for the airspace to open up. And we're going to offshore outside of 12 miles of the United States for the oil and gas, which allows us to be in international waters. So that's the next step that we're already having contacts with, and we're already penetrating that marketplace. We've had contacts with the package deliverers as well, very, very deep contacts with some of the major ones. And they're saying we're just too early because of the airspace. So we're moving into that direction.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Brenda, you had a question? Jump in.
Yeah, quick question. Who's building your product, and is there any part of it that's patentable?
Okay, first of all, it is patentable. We have 3 granted patents underlying this, one for air, one for underwater, and one for in space. This has this capability that we have a target arm. The device works in a lot of different arenas. It works in a lot of different opportunities, whether it's maritime, whether it's over land, or whether it's in the air, or like I said, even in space. And so I'm sorry, what exactly did you want to find out again? Let me make sure
So I was asking if you had anything that was patentable, and who was building your product actually.
Yeah, okay, is the building part. Yeah, so it is patentable. We've got all 3 patents. We have 3 other patents that we're waiting to file that we haven't divulged to the world. And what we're doing is we're currently building everything internal with our prototypes as we're moving towards our MVP. We have 7 3D printers that we're building and a CNC machine. We do most of it ourselves. We do outsource some of the equipment, some of the motors and other pieces we're getting built for us. And then what we're going to do is we're going to transition to an outsource model. We don't want to be the production engine. We want to hold the high value, the high margin business, and outsource the production line to people who are really good at it.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Jennifer,
go ahead.
Sure. So, hey, I'm in Virginia, and so home to, I guess, the UPS pharmaceutical delivery trial that my larger company was involved in. And then, of course, I had Chipotle delivered to me out at Virginia Tech's land strip, and just wondered, just given there's so many small emerging players in just this overall market, how are you keeping track of every sort of product that's coming around? And just making sure you're sort of staying ahead of them.
Yeah, so one of the things about our product is we're a platform. The device that you see actually behind me right here is the actual Tcare device. But that device is a platform in that we don't care what the shape is of the drone, whether it's rotary wing or fixed wing. You can take a basketball and put it inside of our device and you'll capture it. So we're not chasing every new technology, every new delivery system, every new drone manufacturer. What's going to end up happening is as the primary users start installing this platform to launch and recover, they'll get certified on Tcare, and then they'll be able to operate. And the software will adjust to each individual drone that comes on board. So we don't need to know everybody who's in the space. They'll come to us as the users, the actual vehicles actually install us on it.
Gotcha. That's really interesting. Any other questions? I had one more actually. How big can that get?
Great question. Thanks, Frank. So the way that I designed this is it's just a matter of pins.
Okay.
So what you end up doing is the actual device, the mechanics of it is completely scalable. I designed it for 18 feet wide originally for a C5.
Wow.
So it's 18 feet wide, 12 feet deep, and 6 feet high. The one behind me right there is 2 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. Our MVP product is going to be 5 feet by 4 feet by 4 feet. So it's just scaled by number of pins.
Got it. Really cool.
That's amazing.
Really neat. All right. Any other questions?
I think we're out of time.
I think we're out of time. Okay. There it is. Good job.
Thank you, everybody.
Yep. Thanks, thanks, Jeffrey. And thank you, all the judges. Great job. We'll give the judges a moment to kind of capture their
judges,
votes.
You gather your thoughts, put your votes down, and everyone out there watching, just remember you can still vote as well in our People's Choice Award.
Yep.
So look for the link in the chat or go to the link that's on the screen and cast your vote. Also, grab your free domain offer from today's event sponsor, .us. So again, look for the link in the chat or on the screen. And if you have an idea, go out there and get it started. Today's the day. Don't wait.
Don't wait. Yeah. You want to hear from everyone. You can. This is interactive. This is an interactive show.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I see a couple thumbs
See,
up.
yeah,
Everyone good?
I think everyone's ready. Next up, we've got Tcare out of St. Louis, Missouri. So we'll see their pitch in a minute.
All right, Tcare.
Three years ago, my wife and I were on the verge of divorce based on the challenges that I had taking care of my mother-in-law that had stage 4 lymphoma cancer living with us. Hi, everyone. My name is Ali Ahmadi, CEO of Tcare. And at Tcare, we are an enterprise-facing software solution that is specifically designed to identify the root cause to family caregivers burnout and provide the right support at the right time. I'm a former US Naval aviator that was trained to be in combat situations, but I found myself lost in how to take care of an elder loved one and navigating those uncharted territories. We are now proud to say that we are the country's only evidence-based, Medicaid-approved, and federally accredited family caregiver support program in the country. Our software system is designed to be used by social workers, care coordinators to identify root cause of a family caregiver's burnout, create a care plan, and make a referral into local community-based resources that would help that caregiver take care of their loved one. Our system identifies the risk in stress and depression levels and then distributes the right resources at the right time, right place. In my wife's case and I, the algorithms determined that in our care plan, we needed marriage counseling, and then identified 3 blocks away from our house, there's a local church that does free family counseling sessions. Our business model is based on an annual software licensing subscription per social worker, per care coordinator at the enterprise institutions. And we have 3 different verticals of clients: state departments of health, the actual Medicaid and Medicare health plans, and private insurance companies. We are a team of 26 full-time employees. Over half of us are military veterans based out of St. Louis, Missouri. Thank you.
All right. Let's get Ali in here. Let's see, here he comes. Welcome, Ali. Now some questions.
Hi there. Thank
Welcome.
you everyone for your time.
Yeah, definitely. All right, who wants to kick it off? Raise your hands. Brenda. Go for it.
Ali, thank you so much. This is both very timely, what's going on, and with COVID-19, and certainly very necessary. You mentioned that part of what you do is you help identify local community-based resources. How do you go about identifying them for inclusion or vetting them? Is that part of what you offer, or is that already from a curated list? How does that work?
Very good question. That is part of the proprietary 7-step system. One of those systems is those community-based database of resources that we've now created across the 55,000 zip codes across the country, and U.S. territories, anywhere Medicaid touches. Our process is a myriad of scrapers, crawlers, spiders, and then we have human Turks on the back end that use the different methods of robocalling and human augmented calls to actually call and vet and understand payment processes. And then we actually have a refresher every 30 days that actually refreshes those community-based resources. Additionally, we have a built-in crowdsourcing model that these boots on the ground field social workers are actually feeding the system as well. And so it's a myriad of tools that feed that whole system and stays consistent.
Yeah, can I just do one other follow-up question? And so do you have to be concerned with HIPAA compliance at all, or are you outside of that system?
No, absolutely. So we are deployed on Microsoft Azure. We are a SOC 2 Type 2 and high trust compliant system. We have clients like United Healthcare, Anthem, Cigna, Washington State's Department of Health, Alaska Department of Health, we would not have been approved as a approved supplier if our high trust and infosec team was not up to par.
All right. Next question. Darren, go ahead.
Hey, thanks for the presentation. A quick question: how long have y'all been around with 26 people on the payroll? That's rather large for early stage. So I also would like to know about those sales and how you're able to support them. Your, year to date or 12-month trailing sales would be also something I'd like to know.
Sure, absolutely. So Darren, thanks for that. So we've been around right around 3 years. That we incorporated the company December of 2017. The first 2 years we were doing kind of a product market fit and understanding what our go-to-market strategy is. We thought we were selling to state government organizations, but then as we followed the financial risk-bearing entities when it comes to long-term care costs, it ended up expanding beyond just a taxpayer to managed care organizations and to long-term care insurance, life insurance type organizations. So we went from last year, this time, there were 6 of us in the company. Today, we're 26. We entered 2020 with right around 1 mil ARR, and we've since tripled that. The awareness in our family caregiver support and elder care and senior care world has actually changed. Not only that, but since COVID has hit, we actually introduced our system in 7 different languages as well, that we now have actually a couple of global clients. And I've been the sole salesperson in the company. And most of the team is product support, production support, client success, and implementation. Going forward, we are going to be increasing the sales team. But another thing that has happened is our just in the past 90 days, we've essentially doubled our booked recurring revenue from what it was 90 days ago. But what's interesting is our cost of customer acquisition has actually dropped tremendously based on inbound sales, and our annual contract values, our ACVs, have actually tripled as well. So there's been an interesting trend that COVID has actually brought in, and most of that is being fed through managed care organizations, managed long-term care support health plans. We have 32 customers, enterprise customers right now, health plans. So I hope that answers your question.
Great. All right, who's got the next question? All right, Jason, and then Jennifer.
Great, great presentation, and in an area I know absolutely nothing about. So I appreciate learning alongside everyone here through your discussion. With COVID, kind of reattacking now. One of my questions for you, considering the kind of growth that you've seen in relation to COVID hitting and understanding how that might impact your business model, from what I could gather, do you see the eventual pandemic decrease affecting revenue growth negatively, or do you think that your kind of substantial rise over the last 6 months has been can withstand something like the pandemic going away? Over.
Yeah, very, very good question, Jason, and the former presenter. I'm also a recovering aerospace engineer from Embry-Riddle, so thank you for that. So since COVID, we went into COVID with a very healthy sales pipeline. What we saw was COVID accelerated our middle of the funnel and bottom of the funnel to closing, but the top of the funnel has been suffering. So what we actually project, and we've already seen, is from a total annual recurring revenue, I don't see it stalling. We're actually more focused right now with land and expand opportunities, beyond the within our current existing clients that we have. For example, with Anthem, United Healthcare, Cigna, right now we are expanded in one state, but each one has the opportunity to expand up to 17, 18 states, each one. So to answer your question, the top of the funnel, the top of the sales funnel has suffered. However, we've seen acceleration in revenue growth from land and expand already existing client bases. And my ask to the group is we are looking for introduction to Series A and B investors that have some type of strategic value add in the either health tech or insure tech category.
Okay. Can we slip in a question, Jennifer? A quick one? Oh.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, judges. All right, judges, take a moment to complete your votes. And while we do, we'll talk about one of my favorite topics. I have several. This is just one. I love llamas. And so I'm going to give you some fun llama fun facts. I don't know if you know this or not, but one way that they communicate is by humming. So they actually have a whole communication thing they got going on with their humming abilities. And also they spit over 10 to 15 feet, which
Frank has firsthand experience
with
being spit at by a llama.
Well, actually it was an alpaca, but they're very similar. I actually got spit in the mouth once from like a short distance, which I don't recommend. It was frightening and also very disgusting. But
and we had a llama on our last pitch competition.
We sure did. Betsy the llama was here.
Yeah.
She's not here today though. Maybe we can have her back another time. So
all right, judges,
how are we doing?
Thumbs up. We good?
Okay.
Excellent. All right. So last but not least, and if you're not already impressed by all of today's presenters,
or by my fun facts,
or by Frank's fun facts, then be prepared for startup number 5, True Genomics from Rockville, Maryland. Let's roll their pitch.
My name is Charles Kaplan, CEO of True Genomics, the precision behavioral health company, and we've developed a genomic biomarker test and bioinformatics platform to help individuals who are at high risk for post-traumatic stress and other mental health conditions. Every day, 21 veterans commit suicide in our country. That's almost 1 every hour, largely because they go undiagnosed for mental health conditions. Our current system uses subjective methods, self-reporting surveys as gold standards. Imagine if you had cancer or COVID and you were asked to fill out a survey. That would be unacceptable. But now we have the power of genomics where we can identify the susceptibility for conditions as PTSD much earlier. Our test works by collecting a blood sample, sequencing the DNA, and feeding that genomic information into our bioinformatics platform and generating a report for the clinician to help with early intervention. Let me be clear, PTSD is not a veteran issue, it's a global public health issue. And we're currently working with the Army on a PTSD study, and we've also signed an agreement to pilot our test in the VA healthcare system. We've also partnered with Sanford Health, who has opened up their $150 million precision medicine lab to our company and has also led our seed round investment. We're getting this interest from such organizations because our company is at the forefront of genomics and behavioral health, and we're at its intersection. This is a $64 billion total addressable market. Our team is designed to bring this to the market. We have extensive experience within military medicine and health research. I served as Chief of Staff of the Defense and Veterans Brain Injury Center. My Chief Medical Officer is a 30-year Army physician, and my Chief Scientific Officer and co-founder, Dr. Cunningham, is a molecular biologist and spent 10 years at the VA studying this issue. I thank you for your time.
Wow.
Fantastic. Thanks so much.
Charles,
Charles, are you here? You see you yet?
coming over. I got him in the teleporter right now. Here he comes.
There he is.
All right.
Welcome, Charles.
Great pitch.
Fantastic. So who would like to start with the first question? Darren, go ahead.
Hey, great pitch. Just a quick question. What's your ask? And do you have any traction as far as sales?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things I didn't mention is our seed round is actually still open. We just raised, fortunately, right before COVID, we were able to raise a little bit of seed funding from Stanford Health and Viking Global. We did a pause on that round, but we're opening it back up now. It seems like investors are starting to be more open right now. In terms of traction, I did mention that we have an agreement that we inked with the VA, and we're looking actually for PIs right now within the VA healthcare system to do a multi-site pilot of our test. So we're very, very excited about that. And we're also partnered recently with the University of Maryland to also do some additional research to include the VA Healthcare Center in Baltimore.
All right.
Jennifer, let's go to Jennifer.
What's the regulatory path that you still have before this can be commercially available?
Yeah, so just so happens, I worked at the FDA for 10 years, working in medical devices. So again, our team is equipped for this. So a lot of it comes down to the claims that we're making. Our MVP, our minimum viable product, actually has some research and clinical utility right now. However, in order for us to expand upon the claims, which we fully intend to do, we are going to be working with the FDA. In fact, we've already reached out to the FDA, and we're preparing for a pre-submission meeting with them.
Fantastic. Jason, did I see you had a question?
I did. First, I just want to say thank you for finally having somebody that was an Air Force person, and I appreciate that. I've saw a lot of Army and Navy so far. I'm learning a lot about military medical health, and I'm assuming Fed sales and sales into military is something that you're interested in or pursuing. Two questions I have for you. One, how do you get past kind of the user adoption stigma that I've certainly seen in kind of just my working in the COVID space over the last 3 to 4 months? And then two, what is your plan to integrate into the health military medical systems and the digital systems that the military apparatus is built on? Over.
Yeah. So first of all, I like to say your question is really good, and it's and there's a lot of validation there. So what we did as a company, we went out and we spoke to a lot of military leaders about this at the highest level, and we've also spoke with service members who would potentially be impacted by this type of test. And here's the fundamental problem that I think we need to solve here. The way we look at mental health in general is broken, because people still believe that it's a weakness. It is an invisible wound. They call it for a reason. Many times you can't really see what a person is suffering with, but now we have the technology to let people know, like, listen, you're not crazy. There's nothing wrong with you. There's actually a biological mechanism that's occurring. And what I like to do is basically describe it as when someone is exposed to trauma, or if their life is in danger, it's natural for them to get into a fight or flight mode. That's a healthy mechanism, the HPA axis response. And what we're finding is when individuals are expressed certain markers, the ones in our patent, that they're having trouble normalizing over time. And then eventually they get PTSD. And that's all it is. So when we can identify individuals who are at higher risk for this, then we can intervene early. Because our system right now is designed, so if you have a mental health disorder, they wait for you to fall down the cliff, abuse alcohol, for example, have your relationships broken, unfortunately even commit suicide at times. But the way the system is designed to have an ambulance waiting down at the bottom of the cliff. And what we're trying to do is put guardrails at the top of the cliff.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Thank you. Verunda, and then Kim.
Sure. Thank you so much for this presentation. You suggested or mentioned that PTSD goes beyond the military, obviously. So what are your thoughts for tapping into that market, or what is your strategy for the non-military market?
Yeah, absolutely. So for one of the things that is becoming very, very clearly here with COVID is that COVID is a global traumatic event. And right now we're focused on saving lives due to the virus. But I think there's going to be a second pandemic, the mental health ramifications of COVID, and our company is positioned to help. I believe. So we're actually already working with, as I mentioned, a healthcare system. Stanford Health was invested in us. They're at the forefront of precision medicine. We're speaking with some other healthcare systems who are very interested in what we're doing. And we're going to continue to forge relationships with them because there is a lot of education that's around this technology. Again, the way people look at mental health has to be completely changed. But the great thing about it is that the research community, they're already aware of the power of genomics and how it can impact neurological conditions and psychological conditions. And so they've been very, very open and accepting of forging these relationships with us. And we believe we're going to be able to sort of drive the non-military, non-government, I guess, business development by forging these relationships with healthcare systems.
All right, thanks, Charles. Kim.
Just picking up on Brendan's question, how are you going to leverage like the investor relationship with Stanford Health and others to go after and get traction and adoption of your product offering?
Yeah, so for one thing, we have not only just an investment from Stanford Health, it's actually a partnership. They're serving as our CLIA lab. Also, and we have some other partnerships in that area as well. But I think in terms of going after other organizations like Stanford Health, we just have to continue to get through the regulatory environment. That's obviously going to create more opportunity for people to come in and adopt our test. And that's something we're working on right now. And yeah, and we're very excited by that.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Any last questions to squeeze in? All right. Thank you so much, Charles. That was 2 minutes.
Yep. How about a round of applause and a wave of the flag for all these great startups. Thank you, startups.
Yes, fantastic.
And veteran-led businesses too. So
if you ever felt more proud.
Right. They're pretty fascinating.
Yeah, no, the first time we got to meet them all was when we heard all the pitches in a row. I think everyone on the call was just floored.
Yes.
So thank you all.
All right, so while the votes are being tallied, we just wanted to thank you all again for tuning in, and we'd love to see you back here at our next event, which is coming up on September 3rd. It's going to be focused, as Jen mentioned earlier, on Black founders, and there's an application deadline for that to be a part of that event. It's August 6th, so again, that's coming up soon. You're going to want to get your application in as soon as possible. And then for all the startups that are considering to be a part of the Startup of the Year program at large, the deadline for that is September 15th. And so please do apply as soon as you can, because we're going to actually have rolling admissions. And we're already starting to get in contact with some of those companies. So that also includes the .US Veteran Startup of the Year as well. So if you want to be part of that category, there's still time. You've got a little bit of time yet, but September 15th is.
And you'll probably be competing against
some
a number of the companies you saw today.
Yes, this is some of the competition, I think. So thank you, judges. You did a great job. Thanks for all those great questions. Thank you for hanging in here with us. And also wanted to get you guys a chance to maybe share some final thoughts or advice for any of these startups or anyone that's out there that's watching that's starting up. So I guess we can kind of do a around the horn, if you will, another baseball term, if you're not familiar. We're gonna go around the horn. We're gonna go, let's see, which way should we go? We should probably go first. So let's do Jason first.
All I want to say is incredible job. I mean, I echo Frank and Jen on just, I'm floored by our veterans, and I shouldn't be, because I get to hang out with them all the time, but I continue to be really excited every time I get the opportunity to speak with somebody who's worn a uniform and now as an entrepreneur growing a new business. So incredible job. I guess the only bit of advice I would have is, as you continue, for all of you who are in the kind of dual use working government sales and private commercial sales, is consider both revenue models as close together as you possibly can. We found, having kind of very two fundamental different sales approaches just creates a lot of burden on companies as small and young as yours. So, keep it up. And if you have to pick one and then get to the other later, but incredible job, and looking forward to learning and seeing your continued success in the future.
Great. Thank you, Jason. Let's go over to, and I don't actually have the same look that everyone else does. So, Brenda, you want to go next?
Sure. Thank you again to all of you, amazing founders. For me, it reinforces that human ingenuity continues to be the best technology that we have. And all of your ideas as well as your grittiness comes through. The one thing I would suggest for everyone is just, focus, learn, take those learnings and reiterate in terms of experimentation and grow and make it happen. You clearly know how to lead. You clearly have had rich and deep experiences, and you clearly have the passion to make this happen. So kudos to all of you, and thank you again.
Great, thank you. All right, let's go to Jennifer. Jennifer, next.
Sure. Two pieces of advice. Build yourself a network of peer entrepreneurs that you can have, I guess, a Zoom call with on a monthly basis, a safe place where you can tell them all of your problems and all your successes and help each other. That's so valuable. And second one is pitch everyone. You never know who, when the world opens back up, who's standing in front of you at Starbucks or behind you or at the grocery store or at your childcare pickup. Just share your story with everybody, get the practice in and make it better.
Great. Thank you, Jennifer. And thanks for being part of this. Next up, let's go to Kim. Kim, want to share a couple of words?
Certainly. So very impressive companies, and just following along some of the advice of some of the other judges is, it is going to be around focus. You may have to pick a specific segment to validate what you're doing, but just recognize with some of that picking that you think about what validation or story does that tell to make it so that you can leverage that to go to the next section, and include the validation of your revenue and economics along the way. But otherwise, great groups of companies.
Great, thank you, Kim. And last but not least, Darren.
Yes, once again, I echo everybody else's comments. A couple of quick additions though, is this is what I do. I love you guys, every one of them. Great presentations. Don't be afraid to state up front to ask. Only one of the presentations had an ask in it. The rest of them, I had to ask the question.
Right.
Even if it's to come up and say, I want to win this pitch competition. I'm not raising money. Say that, okay? But just don't be afraid to ask. The presentations today make me more solid than ever that I believe military make the best entrepreneurs. You got the grit, you got the determination. You just got to get in there and you just got to grind it out. And every one of you've done that on the battlefield. You're going to do it in the boardroom. So great job by everybody. Remember your ask. Talk to the numbers, because people are going to come to you for the story, but they're also going to come to you for the business case and the ROI. So make sure you explain both of those, what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Happy to help you in that area. Just please get a hold of me afterwards too. Would love to continue the dialogue with each and every one of you.
Thank you, Darren. And thank you all. Great job, judges. Great advice. Really appreciate you all being a part of it. It's, I know everyone's busy right now, probably doing a lot of different calls and whatnot. And I thank you for your time. So, all right. So it's about that time, Jen.
It's about the time. We're going to announce the winners. First, thank you again to .us for sponsoring today's incredible event and for the generous swag they sent all of our startups supplies, a bunch of cool things: t-shirts, power supplies, pens, moleskins.
Yep.
Really nice little package of things. So thank you, .us. And
we're going to do our People's Choice first, because all those people that are out there on the internet watching all day here, they had a chance to vote. And they had a chance to weigh in, and we actually have something. They're going to win a silver microphone trophy to be put in their trophy case.
Just like Jason's.
Yeah, similar to Jason's, I think, something like that is what we're talking about when we talk about trophy cases. And the winner of this actual event's People's Choice Award is Tcare. So congratulations.
Congratulations, Tcare. Come on up.
Come on up.
Ali, do we have you here?
I see the audience is really delayed. Got a delayed studio audience today. Nice job.
Yeah,
nice work, Ali.
I want to appreciate and thank everybody. We have a very valuable network that we've built, and Tcare would not be here without the support of the military. I want to say thank you to Patriot Boot Camp, the military veteran program of Techstars that I'm both alumni and a mentor there. They've been instrumental in getting our pre-seed round. Getting Tcare off the ground would not have happened without Patriot Boot Camp and some of the other military veteran network organizations. So thank you all.
That's great. Fantastic to hear.
Thank you for being
and
here.
We're going to quickly do a quick photo. So everyone, oh, he's gone. We forgot to grab our photo. We'll do it after. Thank you so much. We don't want to pop him back in here. He's teleporting back and forth. I don't know what that can do to your body. I don't know if that's good for you or not.
All right. So are we ready?
Yes.
The winner of today's Startup of the Year virtual pitch competition, who will receive a gold microphone trophy and automatically advance to the Startup of the Year Summit this fall is True Genomics.
All right.
All right, Charles, let's bring him up.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Charles, you here? And I heard you and Ali have done some battling on the ground before. So it's really interesting that the two of you came right up here. So congratulations.
Yeah, Ali is awesome. Definitely strong competition in this event. I've met at least one of the other founders before, and I'm just shocked. Thank you. This is awesome opportunity.
Great job. You're making an impact, and we really appreciate it. So before we let you go, don't jump off. We're going to do a quick photo here. So we can't do a selfie. Well, we'll do our best we can.
Everyone do your pose.
Right. So,
like you're on stage.
Yep. And also we'll send it to all the moms and dads that are watching us today. All right. Like mine.
All right.
I think we're good. I think we got it.
Sweet. We get it? See, we can't even tell because we don't know where the photographer is.
I have no idea. But it hopefully worked. We've got technology, which is awesome. Allows us to even do this. So thank you all for being a part of it. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you to our team.
Thank you to our team.
This happen.
Our team has been doing a phenomenal job behind the scenes at the established team and Start of the Year program. We keep this stuff turning nonstop, and we thank them for their work and diligence to get this done. And also, I wanted to remind everyone that's still watching on YouTube, you can subscribe with that little button. If you're not watching on YouTube, you're watching this later, or maybe you're watching it some other place, you can just go to youtube.com, and that's where you can find us and subscribe to the established channel. And hopefully we'll see you soon sometime. That we want to get the updates, but hopefully you'll come back again soon. For everyone out there, please stay safe out there and be well. And thank you to all the veterans out there for doing what you've done for this country. Really appreciate it.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.